Hello everyone, Clem McGrath here with some answers to commonly asked questions. In our work, we place a lot of emphasis on growing your self-love because that is the foundation for your whole life. In your relationships, in your work, in your personal happiness, in your creative endeavours. The more self-love you have, the more successful you'll be. And the commonly asked question is, how do I love myself? It seems that people really struggle to know how to love themselves. So that's what I want to address over 2 videos. In this first video, I'm going to look at what blocks it, and then in the next video, I'll share some simple strategies that you can apply each and every day. So, what stops us from loving ourselves? What blocks that? I've identified 3 things in my work with people. The first is self-judgment. And virtually everybody I've worked with and everybody I know in my life has some level of self-judgment. We judge things about ourselves. And that normally creates a split right through our self-image and through our consciousness. We have the part that we like and enjoy and want people to see, and we have other parts that we judge and think are wrong and try and get rid of. So there we have that split. One part trying to judge or get rid of the other part. And that blocks our self-love. If you think about it, if there's something about yourself that you judge, could be that you're very quick to anger, or you have fear, or some pattern going on. If you take a moment to really think about those times when you judge yourself for that, when you have those thoughts going on, why am I like this, I shouldn't be like this, that's just like me, you know the thoughts. Those self-judgment thoughts, in that moment, when you're judging yourself, quite simply you're not loving yourself. The two do not go together. So the more self-judgment we have, the less self-love we have. And can you imagine coming into a state of mind and a state of heart where you can eliminate the self-judgment? So that split also goes, and you can accept yourself, accept the wholeness of who you are, because in that acceptance you'll find self-love. That's the first thing, self-judgment. The second thing is guilt. And I hear so many people get stuck in guilt when it is suggested that they love themselves. And this seems to come from conditioning that came very early in life, where they got the message that to think about themselves first was selfish. You should think about others first. Think about them first, then you come second. So they come into adulthood with the same conditioning still in there. So when we say, hey, love yourself, up comes that conditioning and the guilt. Oh, I'm being selfish. I should put others first. What they don't realize is you can have both. It doesn't have to be either loving others and forgetting about myself, or loving myself and shutting others out. We can have both. And when we can get past that guilt and know that life wants us to love ourselves, because when we love ourselves we can also blossom into our fullness. Then both become possible. We can have healthy self-love and also be open to others. And the third thing is simply not knowing how. And this is quite surprising sometimes, because it is so natural and instinctive for us to love. We quite easily and naturally love our spouses, our partners, our parents, children, pets, flowers, nature. It just flows from us quite naturally. We don't have to think, how do I do that? It just flows from us. And yet people struggle to love themselves. And it's not because they don't know how, it's because they're not used to doing that. And it seems a strange concept. So to be able to turn it around and say, hey, I can love myself as much as I love my partner, my child. that seems to be a challenge for people. So we actually need to practice doing that until it becomes instinctive, which it already is. So we're just getting past that conditioning. So then we can say, yes, I can love myself. I know how to do that. So they are the three main blockages that people tend to have against loving themselves. On the next video, I'm going to share a couple of simple strategies of how you can practice loving yourself and grow that self-love. In the meantime, I'd really invite you to think about that first point about self-judgment and identify the ways that you do judge yourself. Because as I've already just said, in those moments when you're judging yourself, you're not loving yourself. And with that awareness, we can then go beyond that and really learn to grow that self-love and find the peace, the joy, and the creative success that goes with loving yourself. So thank you for watching. This is Clem McGrath signing off. Thank you.